I'm looking for products that are overhyped. So let me know in the chat. I'm going to talk about some products that I think are overhyped. Let me know if you like think of anything cool or whatever that I'm missing here. Let me open up my overhyped products. Some of these things we've actually talked about, like Hydrotech paintballs. We've talked about Hydrotech a lot. And if you don't know what Hydrotech is, it's a non-Newtonian fluid, I think, or it's like the opposite of that or something like that. When it's at a resting state, it's kind of like a gel and it's really thick. But as soon as it hits something and like a lot of energy is put into the ball, it kind of like liquefies and splats all over. So Hydrotech was an idea to have paintballs that are kind of made out of plastic, biodegradable plastic, that had a different style fill in them. It just never caught on. We made a whole video about Hydrotech. Hydrotech's one of those crazy things that just never caught on. We have 50 caliber. I've talked about, this was in the same video too. 50 caliber, you can see a first strike, 2 first strike rounds right there. There's a 68 in a 50 caliber paintball, but that's a 50 caliber first strike round, which is kind of cool. 50 cal, I don't know. 50 cal, the whole purpose of 50 cal was like make paintball cheaper or like lower the impact or something like that, but it sucks. I mean, it doesn't shoot straight. It doesn't leave that big of a mark when it breaks. It's just kind of terrible. And kind of like rumor has it, Smart Parts, the reason Smart Parts wanted to do 50 caliber was because they lost all the patents on the 68 caliber stuff. So they either expired or they lost lawsuits and didn't have any of those 68 caliber patents anymore. So they wanted to just do a whole bunch of new patents on 50 caliber and then try to push 50 caliber so that they have all the patents on it. I don't think that worked. Didn't go well. 50 caliber is weird. We have the Alien Revelation. This thing is kind of crazy. These were, I think, one of the biggest like things about this. There's 2 kind of weird situations. They had this like weird trap door thing on the top, so that's why the top of the gun looks all crazy. There was actually like a paintball falls on top and this door actually would move out of the way and then like seal the breech back up. And every time you shoot, this door would like allow a paintball to fall in. Crazy idea. But also very interesting was they were trying to apply pressure differently to paintballs. So right now we could think about all of these guns are delivering air to the ball the same way, right? You just have a bolt, there's a hole in the bolt and air just comes out, right? It's supposed to be even all the way across the ball, right? So it's just all the air hitting the ball at one time. You got a paintball here and the air just... The idea with the Alien guns was to deliver air more at the bottom of the ball. So they would, instead of just delivering, this is the paintball, instead of delivering all the air just straight to the ball, they would put like 80% of the air to the bottom and then 20% to the top of it. So you'd still have air hitting the ball everywhere, but most of it would be on the bottom. The idea behind that was that, let's use this hopper and pretend this is the paintball. So instead of hitting the ball even and it just getting like pushed out and kind of knuckleballing, so the ball just comes out of the barrel, because that's really what we want. We don't want it to spin. You want it to just like come out of the barrel. The Alien, that Revelation, hitting the bottom of the ball, the idea was that it would like kick it, right? So that it would obviously not go crazy. It's inside the barrel. So it would cause the ball to like spin backwards in the barrel. And that would kind of do the same thing that the Tippmann flatline barrels were doing for so long. The Tippmann barrel has an arc on it, so the ball actually like rides on the bottom and then gets spun backwards. Having that spin creates a pressure difference, and it actually pulls the ball up. So it kind of like allows the gun to shoot farther. So putting a little backspin on that, the idea was that it would shoot further. And I don't know, did it? I don't know. I never shot one. I don't know. They weren't popular, right? There weren't a lot of these. This prototype, these maybe weren't prototypes, but there were only a handful of these things around. They never went into like some huge, crazy scale. There were certainly other Alien guns that came out, but just they never really caught on. So maybe that's one of those overhyped paintball products. This is kind of a weird one. The Angel A1. The A1, I think, came out in 2006 and was kind of supposed to bring Angel back. I mean, Angel Paintball was WDP, whatever we're calling them. They were huge. I mean, huge. I mean, bigger than Planet Eclipse, really. In 2001, Angel was bigger than Planet Eclipse. You went to the paintball field and almost everybody was shooting an Angel LCD. Then they kind of went away. They didn't do eyes. They made some weird ergonomic decisions. And the A1 was supposed to be the gun that kind of brought them back. The gun that helped revitalize Angel. It had break beam eyes again. It was extremely, extremely small. And I don't know, the Angels, this gun shot kind of well. I mean, they shot well. It just was too late, right? I mean, they made multiple, 2008? 2008, we'll go with 08, Mike says. I believe Mike there. Yeah, it was just supposed to bring Angel back, and they just had too many guns that weren't good before, right? They had the IR3, the A4, they had the like 04 and 03 speeds. There were various guns that just didn't catch on because they didn't do break beam eyes, and this was just too late. It was just too late for them to make a comeback. There's also something else in here, the Angel Eyes. This is just a mask that never came out. I hated this goddamn thing. I hated it. Hated the goddamn thing. I think it's hideous. I don't know why anyone thinks it looks cool. My God, that's actually, I don't know who that is, but that's somebody from Mutiny, Indianapolis Mutiny, playing with that mask. They were not supposed to play with it. That's a prototype, and it should not have been on the field. We have the Pulse RDR. This is in a video that's on the channel right now for channel members only. It's only ever going to be for channel members. Pulse RDR. It had a radar built into the front of it, hence the RDR part, the Pulse Radar. Had a big screen on the back, but really its main selling point was that it had a chronograph in the front. And I don't know, the radar wasn't that efficient. I don't know if there's really, or consistent. I don't know if there's really a need for a chronograph in the front of your gun, you know, or in your hopper. I mean, it could for sure be useful if you're like troubleshooting stuff, but if you're at the paintball field, we should all be using the same radar. You know, we shouldn't all be using different chronographs because then, you know, which one's right? Like who's shooting the right velocity? They're not all perfectly calibrated to be exactly the same. You know, they're going to be off like by a couple feet, I imagine. The GI Sports Pulse RDR. The Smart Parts Nerve. This is kind of like, you know, maybe a little bit like the, not the Ion, but the, maybe a little bit kind of like that A1. The Nerve was, I don't want to say more successful than the Angel, but they certainly didn't like stake as much on it, right? I mean, if this gun didn't do well, it didn't really matter because at the time they had the Shocker and the Ion was out. I mean, Smart Parts had quite a few different products that were doing well. So it wasn't as important as we'll say that Angel A1, but this is just another one of those guns. The Impulse was extremely popular for a number of years, and this was the new successor, essentially, to the Impulse. It just didn't do well. No one liked it. It was a little weird. It was kind of finicky. That like back cap, how you take the bolt out, really sucked. Honestly, the Smart Parts guns are just kind of made like crap, so they just didn't work that well. Those are my things. I think I probably missed some stuff. What else did anyone else say anything cool? I thought about something else when I was getting this ready that I didn't put in here. The JT speed collars were probably also kind of weird. They're not really super catch on. Oh, the Spider rocking trigger. Yeah. Oh, the Vanguard Creed's a good one. The Creed's a good one. I don't know if I consider... Oh, yeah, that's a good one, actually. The Spider rocking trigger is good, right? Because I was going to say, oh, it kind of came out and it was a product, but it was certainly way overhyped. I mean, it was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. It was just some dumb marketing gimmick. The Q loader and loader... How about the... would you consider the warp feed like an overhyped product? Because the warp feed was like, not everybody, but a lot of people wanted to use that warp feed. Bob Long pushed the crap out of the warp feed. Not pushed it, but he was using one. He was a proponent of the warp feed, I should say.